Hey guys, hey, I am Rich Shirtenlieb, and thanks for listening once again. All right, we finally have to discuss something that happened months ago. It's my first time I've been able to mention it. I've been a little preoccupied with some other things, but let's talk about a video that I made back in February that ended up going viral. On my accounts, it got like, I think 2 to 3 million views, and then the people who took it and aggregated it and shot it out there, it ends up probably close to about 15 million people saw it, and it was during Super Bowl Media Week. I ended up catching attention for this video here that I asked of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Hey, it's Rich, and we're here at Super Bowl opening night, and we got some questions that need to be answered.
Patrick, for your whole career, you have had so many great people help you win. So who is your favorite ref?
That's hilarious. All the refs are great, man. All the refs are great. They do the best they can. We go out there and play the game the right way.
Is there one that you give a Christmas card to every year, possibly?
Not that I can remember. I'll have to talk to some of my teammates and we can try to figure it out.
Travis, what do you love more? Taylor Swift or phantom 15-yard roughing the passer penalties in the playoffs?
That's a good question. Anybody else?
Okay, so I put that video out into the universe that evening and heads exploded. I did not expect this to happen. I expected people to watch it and you know, people to share it. But the amount of pearl clutching that came out after that's pretty hysterical. First of all, for those of you who don't know what Super Bowl Media Day is, it's an event that is done a week before, usually on the Monday before the Super Bowl. And what happens is they bring out each one of the players and the head coach, and usually there's 10 different stands. And they pick the 10 most important people that they judge by, the biggest players, the biggest names, and they put them at a podium. And then the rest of the players wander around, and members of the media have an hour to just go up and ask whatever questions they want to ask. Now, one thing I got more than anything from the people, from the naysayers, the people who are wagging their fingers, was, this guy gets a media credential and that's the question he asks? Well, okay, let me just kind of paint a picture at the type of questions that are asked at Media Day. If you remember, a couple of years ago, Tom Brady was out there and a woman from the media dressed up in a wedding dress and asked to marry her. There's JB Smoove from Curb Your Enthusiasm's always there. There's Craig Gass, who does impressions of Gene Simmons and asks questions to these people. Like, no one's asking truly serious questions. And the people who do, like, honestly, it's really annoying because it's usually these guys in, like, you know, I call them the Syracuse boys. They usually have like a blazer and jeans and like these sneakers. And, you know, they're not your dad sports reporters. They all want to be Tony Reale. And they show up and they're like, you know, Travis, what would it mean to win another one of these? You feel that at that point you would be the GOAT? And they just wait for like this like glowing answer. And no one's going to print that question. No one's going to report on that. These are all things that they've talked about a million times. So you either have like pablum like that, or you've got like, you know, the kid from Nickelodeon, which is cool, you know, asking like kid questions. It doesn't matter. This is not really something to be taken seriously. So I put that out there. And as I was saying, you know, there was a lot of pearl clutching. But my favorite one that happened was from a guy named Dov Kleiman. It's an account that there's speculation as to whether this is even a real person. Nobody knows who this guy is. He's got like a lot of followers. It's like 350,000 or something like that. And he took my video and he edited it so it doesn't have me in it. So he wanted to have credit for having this video, but didn't want to give me credit for being in it. And he put, awful. A reporter asked Travis Kelce what he loves more, Taylor Swift or phantom 15-yard roughing the passer penalties. Kelce clearly did not enjoy the question or find it funny. This, in quotes, reporter should be banned from all future events. Well, first of all, thank you, Dov Kleiman, because that ended up getting another 6.7 million views from that right there. And almost unanimously, people hated Dov Kleiman and were saying, all right, well, you're ridiculous. What's so great about this is, first of all, that was one of the biggest news stories coming into it, was Travis Kelce and the Chiefs getting these phantom penalties that were getting them into playoffs. Legit news story. Legit, that people were talking about. So then you've got that. And I love how it's like, this reporter should be banned from all future events. Haven't heard a thing. I've gone to Super Bowl Media Week for over a decade. And like, it's one question of the next. Maybe you might remember this one from several years ago. Madonna, like the halftime show does that. Madonna was up on stage. And these are the type of questions that are asked during Media Week, because the NFL wants you to talk about the Super Bowl, whether it be the game. Everyone knows the X's and O's can be boring to a lot of people. They want to bring in a broad base. So they bring out the halftime entertainment show to be interviewed. So years ago at the press conference for Madonna and the halftime show, I asked this question.
Okay, we have another question over here on our right, I believe. Yes. You have a microphone?
Hi, Rich Shirtley from TNR. The Super Bowl is such a perfect blend of entertainment and sports. And I know that you spent time with athletes before. You're friends with many athletes, Alex Rodriguez being one of them. Is it true that he has an oil painting of himself depicted as a centaur, half man, half horse in his home?
Wow. If he does, I haven't seen it. But I'm pretty sure he has a very large photograph of me lying on a horse. So.
Okay, we have a question.
Hope that answers your question.
Bill.
And once again, there are a lot of people, this reporter should be banned from all events. No, that went viral. People want to, this is the kind of stuff the NFL wants. You could sit there and wag your finger in your Tony Reale jacket and be like, well, how dare they? I could have asked a better question. No, then give me one. Matter of fact, give me 3 questions that were better than the one about the phantom 15-yard penalty thing. I mean, honestly, like there's no, you don't get anything out of these weeks. You just don't. So you might as well make it entertaining. But I've been holding on to a couple of these because I spent some time obviously with Travis Kelce and basically all the different players. So at one of the podiums was Harrison Butker. Harrison Butker, the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, and somebody who had been in the news a decent amount this past year because of some comments that he made about gays and women. Just to refresh your memory, let's go back to a commencement speech that Harrison Butker made at Benedictine College. This was back on May 11th. Let's take a listen real quick.
I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. Not the deadly sin sort of pride that has an entire month dedicated to it, but the true God-centered pride that is cooperating with the Holy Ghost to glorify Him.
Oh, Harrison Butker. I can just see him getting back from practice. Woman, make me a hot plate. I had cold plate for lunch. Know your place. So I walked up and Harrison was talking about, someone was asking about what it's like to be a great kicker. And he's like, I think God made me a great kicker. And, God shines his light upon people who can kick the football. And so I had a couple moments with him. There weren't a ton of people around him. So I thought I would ask him this.
I think it's been a great thing for me to grow in virtue and make sure that I am striving to be the best, most virtuous, God-fearing man I possibly can be at all times of my life. And if I can continue to do that, I think I'm only going to, grow and glorify and honor the Lord even more.
Harrison, what do you think of gays?
Just going to focus on football.
What? Why wouldn't you answer? Well, I mean, I hate it when people make these big statements in front of a crowd that will embrace them for whatever weird ass ideology they have. But then when you ask them, like in a normal setting, they're like, once anyone's able to defend themselves or make an argument that is opposite of what they believe in, people like freak out. Oh, I can't talk about this. How dare you? I'm only here to talk football. Dude, I heard you talking beliefs in religion as I walked up. Harrison Butker's just like, oh boy, gays. Woo! How tough would it have been to just go, I love gays? Or just like, what? I think gays are different than my beliefs. They have different beliefs than I have, but I support their right to be gay. I don't know, just anything. Anything's better than, oh my God, I can't talk about the gays. I mean, Harrison, we were in a dome. It's not like lightning was going to strike you. Maybe he thinks saying the word gay is kind of like the movie Candyman. You say it 3 times and then all of a sudden you got a case of the gays. I recorded some more stuff there that I'll save for later. And it is weird releasing something that I recorded months ago, but why the hell not? I've been a little busy. Well, enough about weirdos like him. Let's talk about kicking cancer's ass. I would love it if you could help me raise money to fight leukemia and pancreatic cancer and any kind of cancer that's out there. You know, the great thing about Dana-Farber is Dana-Farber raises all of this money every year with the Pan Mouse Challenge, and I've seen where the money goes. They truly saved my wife's life. She has had cancer 4 times, and knock on wood, has been on the other side of it. So I want you to do whatever you can, if you can, to help me in the fight against cancer. If you can donate to my Pan Mass Challenge ride, I'm doing it for my wife and all the other people who have been touched by this horrible, horrible disease. If you could donate, I'll put the link right below this video or on the top of the deal, whatever social media I'm on. And if you can donate, whatever you can would absolutely help. They are truly lifesavers and miracle workers over there at Dana-Farber, and we love them very much. Thank you so much. We will see you next time with Hey Rich Hey. I'm Rich Certainly. Goodbye.